Okay, hopefully this is working and we're public, so that's good. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna share this link on Facebook and let everybody know that I'm on to talk about trademarks. And while I'm doing that, y'all can tell me about your day. And ask what you need. I'm gonna get this out into a few different places, so just bear with me. I don't do these very often. That is definitely not the thumbnail I want to use, but we're gonna go with it. And hopefully life will be good. So I can at least tell everybody I'm not a lawyer. I do enough searching on TESS to know that it's very critical to be able to know how to utilize the database. So if you don't know how to use the database, it can become a problem for you and your business. And there's some ways that you can search that will help. But again, I will preface all of my videos with, I'm not a lawyer. So if you are in doubt, you definitely need to get some sort of legal guidance. Anything that I talk about in this video cannot be held against me. So I do have to preface everything with that. Also, I am enjoying a Miller Lite. This has been a very long day. So if you guys see me taking a drink of my beer, I'm really not that sorry. It is what it is. It's been a really long week. So yeah, that's just what I do to relax. So I'm having a beer while we do some trademark searching. Okay. So I'm going to do some really basic stuff at the beginning of this, and the replay will be available more than likely tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Hopefully everything is coming through okay. If y'all have anything, like if the audio is sucky or the content is not good, let me know. But I'm going to switch over to my computer screen and we will rock and roll. So let me make sure that that's switched over. It is. Very good. So right now I have the trademark search engine up, and we're going to go through a few different examples. But before we get started with that, I really want to go into just some basic definitions, y'all, because this is where a lot of people get hung up. People have to take into consideration what a trademark is. And I will admit, when I first started, I had no clue. I thought you could just trademark anything that you could ever want to trademark, and that's not the case. Because a trademark is a symbol, word, or words legally registered or established by use as representing a company or product, okay? So this is really boils down to branding, right? So it really boils down to branding and your personal brand. So you can't just go design a bunch of stuff and then try to trademark certain phrases unless it specifically ties to your brand. For example, if I wanted to, I could go put a trademark on my logo. Now, is anybody going to use that logo? Probably not, but it might be beneficial to trademark a business name if it's something that you're trying to protect. However, you can't just go trademark some bullshit word. That is the truth. And a lot of people are doing that right now. It's sending everybody in an uproar. There's a Facebook group out there that talks about this a lot. I mean, when I first got into this, I think the most ridiculous trademark out there was dogs was being trademarked. And it was just this dude posting pictures of dogs on an Instagram account and selling some merchandise, but dogs was his thing, and he won. The other day I saw in the group somebody was trying to trademark Merry Christmas. I don't understand why people would do this, aside from the fact that they can just go and target shops where they can like take their stuff down. And I don't know. It's just frustrating. So trademark, okay? There's the definition. Know it, love it. And yeah, okay. So we have copyright. And look, there's a noun, an adjective, and a verb. Okay. But really, it's legal right given to an originator or assignee to print, publish, perform, film, or record this stuff. And, you know, copyright comes in many forms for digital. But you have to physically register your artwork when you're doing a copyright. So this is important too. But really, what we need to be focused on during our design stuff is trademark. There's a lot of good information on the web. I will point everybody to, see if I have this up here. Okay, I can't type today. Trade Snark is what I'm trying to get to. And this website, not this one, I should have opened it before I started, is run by Missy Mayer, and I will post this in the description box below. But she comes in and posts new trademark applications, new and canceled trademarks, and she also has that big ass Excel spreadsheet file of trademarks on Google Docs that is specific to class 25, and we'll talk about classes in just a minute. But basically, I mean, it's just, like she says here, it's not a definitive list, right? There's probably a ton more, but it's a lot. You can scroll through this and kind of see just how much is out there. It's kind of surprising. Like, some of the things that are in this list are surprising, and it really just blows my mind. So I will make sure that I link that below, so that y'all have access to those resources. Okay. So again, trademark definition, copyright definition, we went through that. You guys can go back and see all this stuff. But to get to the trademark search, you'd want to go to the USPTO website and click on trademarks. You can just hover over it, and you can go ahead and click here on searching trademarks. And it's going to talk to you about some information on here, provide you some resources, and you can just click on search TESS. And this is what you'll see, right? Not really a fancy website, not really anything fancy to it. Pretty straightforward. So what most people will do is they'll just come in here and do a basic word mark search and be done with it. The thing that's painful about the basic word mark search is it can come up with a lot of results. And it's hard to sift through those if you don't know what everything means. So I'm going to impart my wisdom on everybody, because that's what I try to do. All right. So I'm going to try to zoom in here so y'all can see. Hopefully this will come out nice and clear. So they even warn you up here that even if you think the results are okay, don't assume that your mark can be registered. Just be careful, okay? The thing that you want to start with is plural and singular, and you want to make sure that the trademark is live. So live means that is active in the database. If it is dead, that means it was registered at some point and maybe is no longer, okay? So keep that in mind. And then what most people do is they'll just enter their search term in here. Now they have this field here, and it talks about a combined word mark, okay? So that's a basic index. These ones I don't know what these mean exactly, but this is basic index. If you know the serial or registration number, or you know an owner name and address, or all, okay? Most people will just leave this here, and then result must contain all search terms and any search terms or the exact search phrase. So you could just come in here and type in, and I'm going to keep everything on caps lock because it's just easier for me, hustle, and see if there is an exact search, okay? So you can see that it's using the combined. It is live based on the refinement, and there's 894 records, okay? I'm going to go back real quick. So if I just left it at all and typed in hustle, I'll probably get the same result. Okay, yep, 894. So quite a few. And you'll notice here that there's a serial number and a registration number. If there's no registration number, it is not active in the database. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this first one that popped up. And you can see that this was filed for January 7th of 2022. And it is live but not registered. And there were prior registrations for this particular mark. So once it has a registration mark, it's good, it's in. You can click on this TSDR button, and it's going to open up another link. This is a shareable link that you can utilize. And it will give you information about the filing date, what the mark is, it's a service mark, and any of the information. So it's been accepted and has been assigned to an examiner, but it has not been registered. Okay, so it's in the process. So it's very important when we're doing this search to weed out the ones that don't have registration numbers, right? Okay, because what do we care? So I'm going to change this combined to BI. That's a basic index, okay? And I'm going to get rid of these parentheses. Okay. And we'll submit to see if that changes anything. So it dropped it down by 1. So if you want marks that are registered, you would type in and I'm going to put some notes in the description so that y'all can see this, okay? You're going to put in and caret RN space greater than 0 in parentheses, okay? And submit that. Now you're going to see that that dropped down to 564 records for this particular page. And lo and behold, all of your registration numbers have been populated in this list. So you could easily go through and scroll through these 564 records. But that's kind of painful too. So you can even take this further. If you know that your class, your international class is, let's just say, clothing. Okay, your international class is going to be 25. There is a whole laundry list of international classes out there, but for the most part, the majority of digital design workers are utilizing class 25. I believe the one for like cards and stationery is like class 16, but there's a ton of classes. And so I'm going to go back to my computer screen and I'll show you all like not an all-encompassing list, but it has quite a few of them. So there is this website here that I usually just refer to, and you can see the 45 classes that are available. Lo and behold, class 16, let me just zoom in here, is in fact paper goods, okay? So I'll open that up. And then, there you go, sure as shit, class 25, okay? Clothing. So clothing, footwear, headgear. This is what you're going to use that for. So paper, cardboard, books, and similar products, class 16. The trademark database will have this information in here as well, but I will post this link so that way y'all can see that. I got my crazy cat running around in the background too, so sorry in advance. All right, so let's say we're looking for something that is specific to clothing. We would type in and then we would type in our class, which in this case is 025, open bracket, IC for international class, close bracket. We're at 564, let's hit submit. Now we're down to 257. So these are all of the live trademarks utilizing the word hustle in the basic index with a registration number greater than 0 and in the international class of 25 for clothing. I know all of this kind of sounds complicated, but really once you start searching like this, you're probably not going to want to search any other way because it's really weeding down the results for you. And this is just a single word, so also keep that in mind. It gets more complicated when you have multiple words, but we'll get into that too. Okay, so let's see if I can find one. There's a bunch of different types of word marks. The ones that we want to be careful with are the standard character marks. And standard character marks are basically utilized for just like the word. So if something is registered under a standard character mark, it doesn't matter how you type it out, what kind of design work you're doing, anything like that, that's going to be a problem. So that word mark is important to look for. There are design marks out there. So with design marks, they actually have like a physical design. So I'm going to see if I can find one. All right, that's a standard character mark. That's a standard character mark. I could probably just search for it. The majority of these are going to be standard character marks because they're in class 25. Oh, here we go. Here's one. This is a good example. This is design plus words plus letters and or numbers. So they have word marked this particular design. Okay, so this is probably a logo of some sort, if I had to take a guess. And yeah, just kind of crazy. Of course, I have my caps lock on. Free to ask any questions. So if y'all have questions or you want me to search for certain things, let me know. Here's good research on the classes as well. So I can close out of these. All right. So we don't really necessarily care about all of these. So normally what I would do is go back and then I'm going to do and for the word mark. And of course I turn off my caps lock like a dum-dum. Okay. And submit. That's going to drop it to 173. That's much more manageable for me to deal with. So, I mean, with these, you can just do a quick scroll and say, okay, I'm not going to design anything that says hustle light, hustle right, or different day, same hustle. Maybe. I mean, that's kind of clever, I guess. But a lot of these have been registered, recently. And I don't think that they're representing any brand. I think they're literally just representing people who want to take stuff down. And you can see here if something is published for opposition, which means somebody's trying to get this ish taken down. Okay. So that's the singular words. Okay. So we'll go back and we are going to search for, I guess we'll just do I love you, because that's what I was messing around with the other day. And you can see I have 366 records found on this particular page for live and I love you in comb. So I'm going to do just BI and see if that changes. Oh, yes. Okay. So since I have it like this with the parentheses, it's searching for everything that has I and love and you. It's not just searching for the phrase. So what you want to do is make sure that that is in quotations. Now I have 216 records, and you can see that all of these have I love you in them. But again, not a lot of them have the registration number. Okay. So that's where you want to type in that and caret RN greater than 0. That's going to drop it down to 137. And you can see all of these I love yous in here. Okay. And then let's see, let's go even further and say and 025 for the international class. Now I'm down to 31. So I only have 31 records that have I love you in the basic index with a registration number that is live. And there you go. So it's kind of like, it is crazy. It will really narrow your search down. And I could do this all day. It's really something that I think everybody needs to do more of. I know it can be painful. It's like painful, right? Like before I sit down and design, like I just want to be creative. I don't want to have to worry about all these other things. But if you don't worry about it, like you're going to get in so much trouble. You're going to get in so much trouble. So just don't do it. Please. Like, even if you just post in the group, like, hey, Tanya, can you look this up? Can somebody help me? And again, when you click on these, you can see this was filed in 2019. And they do mention like specific goods and services and uses. So for this one, it's fantasy clothing, leather and latex, namely blindfolds worn over the eyes. So obviously a little kinky in nature, I suppose, but they are a company, I Love You Incorporated. So they probably have this tied into their what seems to be sex products. So great random one for me to choose. Yes, absolutely, South Bay. It is people trying to get rich quick. It's like trying to put a patent on a circle. Yeah, I mean, it's super duper frustrating. I know that so like I do a lot of work on design bundles, and I gotta give it to design bundles. Let's just say this. Their trademark team is freaking stellar. I mean, we try to keep up the best we can when we're designing things and when we're posting things. Like, we really, really try to look and make sure that everything is kosher and good. But sometimes you miss, right? So I think it was maybe like 2 years ago, I was putting up Christmas designs, and I had one up there for This Girl Loves Christmas, and they took it down. And I was like, what? How can this even be trademarked? Let's look it up now, because I actually don't even know if it's gone. It might very well be. I think it was like Girl Loves Christmas. I was like, what the Of course, you know, I didn't take any of my advice here and do any of the searching like I just taught you guys. I really hope that it's dead, because like it blew my mind. I was so upset. Okay, I'm not seeing it. Let me try it this way. Girl Loves Christmas. No, it might be gone now. But yeah, they took it down. I was so pissed. It was really sad. Merry Christmas is not trademarked from what I understand. Let me do this. Merry Christmas. But I know somebody just applied for it, because they've been like in an uproar about this on the damn Trademark Watchdogs Facebook page. So you can see they have a bunch of them. Looks like somebody just applied for this one recently. 2021, they applied. This is funny. The wording Merry Christmas has no meaning in a foreign language. Okay, great. Fantastic. There was one that was applied for. Maybe it was in class 25, but I know it was recent, and I know it's not live. Let's see if it's this one. It could very well just be this. This is particular to fabric, though. And I'm not seeing anything else that... well, they have Meowie Christmas in here. Holy Jesus. I didn't even know this. And it's been out here since forever. I don't have any designs that have Meowie Christmas, but I know a lot of people do. So, hey, P.S. If Meowie Christmas is your thing, unbelievable. I think... I know. It's crazy. The face palm is probably my favorite emoji. They are out to sue for quick money, but not just that. It's more like, let's trademark this ish really quickly, and then let's go ahead and file a bunch of takedowns on Etsy so these people's designs get taken down, and then we shut it down, basically. So they're kind of utilizing this to get the money, but also get rid of all of the competition, because it is like fierce out there. We've seen it over the past years of selling digitally online. That it's so fierce. You really have to be up on what is popular. Like, I do not like farmhouse shit. I don't. I hate it. I think it's ugly. It is not my style. It is not my aesthetic. People love it. People love these really crazy girly fonts that they want to hang this stuff in their house. I don't like that. That is not my style. But you better believe that when all of that stuff was going on, I absolutely did design towards that trend. So it's just a way to get rid of the competition. It's really very frustrating. So it looks like there are some out here that are not registered. I don't, this is interesting. I don't know how anybody could even try to trademark this. It makes no sense. Come on, what else are y'all wanting to check on for trademark? There has to be something. I mean, there's crazy stuff out here. I know, like I said, dogs was one. And this one really pissed everybody off. And caret rn greater than 0. Let's go. Oh, I have the brackets. You have to make sure that you're not a dum-dum like me and put the parentheses around it. $5,908. What am I missing here? There's some, oh, I want full mark. That's why. Here we go. I wanted full mark. Dog mom. I think they shut that one down. Or not dog mom. I'm thinking of boy mom. Boy mom was like a huge, that really irked a lot of people. So dogs, this was the one that was trademarked that really pissed a lot of people off the other year. Was it 2019? Yeah, this makes sense. The doggist. That's it. That's him. Yeah, this one really peed a lot of people off. But I'm like, yo, dogs, it's just if you're using the word dogs on something. Like, are you really just going to make a design that says dogs? You could say, I love dogs, and you'll be safe because it's not just the word dogs. And the thing that pissed a lot of people off was he used a standard character mark. It's not like he made some logo design and then trademarked that. He just flat out trademarked dogs. It's like, come on. What is the USPTO thinking? I don't know. Okay. So we're going to look for dog mom. There's no full mark for that. Oh, I do this every time. I think, like a good child, I should hit the back button. And then it screws me up. All right. Dog mom. And basic index. And I'm going to get rid of the parentheses. I don't think I've ever searched for dog mom before. And caret rn greater than 0. But everybody loves dogs. If you don't, you're a monster. I see # dog mom. That's kind of close enough where I would be like, I don't want to touch this. But the class is 21. So let's see what that is. Oh man, they have a ton of different classes up here. Mugs, insulated containers for beverage cans for domestic use, insulating sleeve holders for beverage cans. So it's for a koozie? Is that right? I'm reading this as a koozie. Interesting. Yeah, so for these, I'm going to try not to break down the international class because I don't want it to be that limited. But this seems like a koozie to me. Or, sorry, I can't say koozie because I'm pretty sure koozie's trademarked. Or copyright. It's a brand name. You got to say can cooler. Or insulated container. All right, be smart. I'm hit the back button this time. Mom or mama? Mama. You know? Mama has a bunch of stuff in here. Mama. 1,000 results. Let's see if I can break this down any further. I'm trying to... Okay, let me do the full mark. So basic index is... Let me make that clear. Basic index is going to search everything. It's going to search anywhere mama shows up in a phrase. If you do full mark, that's going to just see if mama's trademarked. And here we go. Into full mark. We have all of these results for mama. I don't see anything in class 25. But you can click on these and go through and see. So this is phonograph vinyl records and entertainment. And let's see. Okay, this is a word mark, so not really that important. Another design. A lot of these look like designs. Oh, this is a standard character mark, but doesn't look like any of these are class 25. And they all look like design marks. Obviously, they're instant noodles of some kind. Mama tried, I'm sure is trademarked. Well, let's find out. I know I try every day. There's a couple out there, and I didn't even have to narrow this down because it was so specific. It looks like 3 are registered. This one is for entertainment services in the nature of live motorcycle shows. Interesting. Bar and restaurant services. This one is not in the same type of spelling. So it is, but not in the class that I would be concerned about. So, golly, it's crazy what's out there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to cover as far as how to use the search engine. Is there really a big motorcycle show called Mama Tried? I've never seen it. Y'all, I'll tell you a secret. I love trash TV, and I don't watch it very often, but like usually after I do a bunch of video creation, I will go upstairs and watch like Married at First Sight or 90 Day Fiancé or like really trashy stuff on TV. And anything crime TV. But I haven't heard about this big motorcycle show called Mama Tried. It sounds awesome. Whatever it is. Okay. I am gonna check and see if anybody on Facebook land has decided to say anything about anything. It's hard to like track everybody down because everybody's on different time schedules. My kids don't go to bed until 8 o'clock. Well, they're in bed at 7:30, but I usually don't get down here until about 8. And that's when the magic happens down here. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to cover. And I will say that TESS does have a pretty good help menu. I have had some good luck with it. And if you read through this, you can really figure out how to search pretty quickly. They do have a section on common search strategies on what you can do. And it's helpful. It's helped me a ton. I'll post this link where I can. Probably in the chat. So I can sit and chill for a few more minutes if anybody has any other general questions. I don't even know like how many people show up on this live or if it's even beneficial. I don't know. It's like fully hot down here. My husband just finished. And my 4-year-old dumped some water in his shoe. That's awesome. Callum is on a revenge hunt. He said his shoe was all wet, so Callum must have dumped some water in it. I think that's a hint that he needs to hurry up and finish his bed. I'm kicking down the thermostat down here. It is hot. I'm in Georgia. Good old Georgia. I've been down here in Georgia for 5 years now. I moved down here in 2017. It is hot. And I don't like it still. I thought maybe I would get used to the heat, but I haven't. I'm from Massachusetts originally, but I've kind of been all over the place since I graduated college in 2011. My real job is an engineer. I'm an engineer, but I love this stuff. I love helping people. I love designing. I love website work. So, I don't know, maybe I got into the wrong career field and that's what I should have done all along. Yeah, it could be sticky from humidity. It's been very humid here. I would have thought by the time like September hit that like it would get a little bit cooler, but it has still been 90 degrees and disgusting. And I can't stand it. While I'm thinking about Facebook for some reason, I hate Facebook, by the way. There we go. Trademark Watchdogs Facebook group. It's a private group. There's about 30,000 members. It's very useful if you're not on it. So I recommend, taking a pop in. If you need the link, let me know. It is useful. Yeah, that is odd because I thought over in California it was pretty like mild, like 70 and nice all the time. Maybe that's just a farce. I don't know. I've never been out to California except for one time I went to Disneyland. That was my only experience, and that was a dog's age ago. And it was horrible. Never again. Maybe someday I'll go back. But yes, I'm not sure if it's a group that you can find, but if you shoot me an email with your Facebook information or PM me on Facebook, I can invite you, I think. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I have, like, oh, I can generate a QR code that would direct people to the group. So, interesting. I'll figure out what I need to do for that because, yeah, that is wicked hot for San Diego area. Yeah, you can see people talk about this not being allowed and like, oh God. Ken is like one of the funniest guys ever too. He is such a great admin. He puts so much time and effort into this group. I really do have to give him a ton of credit. That's crazy. Chinese firms use dead attorney to submit U.S. trade application filings. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, there was this girl, I don't know if y'all heard about her, who was posting, I'm not going to say her name, but if you know, you know. I hate using that like super cliche statement, but basically, this girl, right, she had posted, it was Easter, the But Did You Die girl, and she was going and taking down like everybody's listings, like infringement, all of these, and it was so crazy. Everybody's getting so pissed. So of course they posted in this group. They're like, who else is involved? Okay. But did you die, girl? Okay. I'm sure you could like find hate groups on Facebook because people were so mad. I mean, bestsellers that they've had up on Etsy and other platforms for ages that have never been touched. And Ken went on this, I don't even know. He just created this whole thing where they had everybody go out and basically make as many But Did You Die shirts and designs and get them up on Etsy and just like overload this girl with all these designs, and then also was creating all this other promotional material that was like really crazy. I'm not sure what happened with that case. I know that somebody was working on filing a lawsuit because it was so big and it really affected a lot of the larger sellers out there. It was crazy. And it's hard because you have people on like two sides of the spectrum, right? You have people on one side of the spectrum who are brand new and know nothing. And that was me when I first started. I knew nothing, and I'm still learning every day, which is a good thing. But there are other people on the other side of the spectrum who know a ton, and they get pissed off when people ask questions. And I'm like, that doesn't help anything. Like, we've all been in a position where we didn't really know much. And so it's really important to make sure that we are educating the masses. And I feel like this was a needed, and usually it's, Tutorial Tuesday. I'm late a day, but whatever. It's needed because people need the education. And so that's a big reason why I wanted to come on here and do some searching, because people can watch the first, 15 minutes of the video, learn how to search, test, and maybe be a better human. I don't know. Learn a new skill, level up in life. Maybe I'll use something a little bit more PC. I've been dealing with a lot of interesting folks at work today, so not in the greatest of moods. But yeah, I mean, that's... You're not in my group. Come on. I might have to go manually approve you now. I'll do that, or I'll have Taya do it. But yeah, that's not a problem. I hate Facebook, but everybody's on it. So it's where most of the like content sharing sits. I'm really bad about email lists. I have tried and I can't get with it. So I do have an email list set up. I pay for it every month. And I have a lot of people on there, but I'm just really bad about sending out videos and updates and notices because I'm a squirrel. I have 3 kids. I work a full-time job. I have a huge frickin' house I have to keep clean. And there's a lot of other things going on, like wedding planning and all this other chaos. So, but those of you who've been around for a few years know that. So let's just keep on fighting the good fight and, teaching and growing with each other. If you have any suggestions for what we should go over in these lives, I'm going to try to do these lives more often. I want this to be like a regular thing because I feel like it's more interactive, and the YouTube live is way better than the Facebook live, personally, for me. Now that I know how all my equipment need to be set up. If there's something you want me to cover, let me know. Because right now I'm hyper focused on the Affinity Designer course and reworking everything on the Inkscape course because that version 1.2 update just kicked everybody's butt. And a lot of the videos from the course are very hard to follow because of the updates. All the icons are different. Some of the menus have changed drastically. But yeah, I'm happy to sit down and do some design work, help some people through that, maybe go through some Etsy stuff. I am like on an Etsy ban right now too. I'm not. Okay, perfect. I'll make sure I get you over into that other group too. Yeah, Etsy's just really been ticking me off. I have been seeing some interesting things though lately with traffic. No. Affinity didn't update. It was Inkscape. Inkscape updated to version 1.2 and frickin' everything changed. It was unbelievable how much changed on the back end of Inkscape. Like, they changed their text menus, they changed their tracing menus, they added some really awesome functionality. So it's good because the version update kind of motivated me to redo some stuff anyway that I needed to redo because I was dealing with something completely different. But yeah, so I'm trying to push out the Affinity Designer course. That one has been a pain because the video, I just changed video editing software too. And I'm just like, pah. So I'm learning a new editing software and it's just been a real hoot. So I'm going to keep trying to do these around Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I don't know. I'm going to poll the group, see what's going to be better for everybody. I didn't really get a lot of feedback the last time I posted about it, but we will keep trucking along. So I'm going to wrap up some things down here, and then I'm just going to go chill out. I have to work tomorrow. Boo. But I do get to go out to lunch with my mom tomorrow afternoon, so I'm excited about that. That's all I really got. Like I said, if you have any questions, post them in the Facebook group. If there's something that you want to see, or post them below. If there's something you want to see, yeah, drop a comment below. Definitely like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Do I happen to use Shopify? Yes, I do. We can talk about Shopify. I'll sit here and talk about Shopify right now as I drink my Miller Lite. I use Shopify for my website. So let me do this. First, since my screen is hidden, I can go ahead and approve you, Jason, into the group. So let me do that. And let me go to my website if you haven't seen it. And switch over to my screen. Okay. This is all Shopify run. I don't market this as much as I should. And I probably don't update it as much as I should. But here we are. I have digital products, physical products, which is not very much, free SVGs, my course content, the blog, which includes YouTube tutorials, my services, social media information, and then the typical about us stuff. So I do use Shopify, and I like it a lot. It took me a while to get my website the way that I wanted it to be, and I have experience. So, it could be painful for some other people. A lot of people don't like Shopify. I haven't had any issues with it. I don't think $29 a month is unreasonable. though WordPress does have some more functionality in terms of plugins and things of that nature. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I have not really done any SVG work in a while, which so these ones up here were probably the most recent ones I've done. Actually, these are, because it's showing newest first. So man, I can't even remember when I designed these. I can't. It was a while ago. And I know I did this particular one for a client and was like, it's good enough, so I could post it up here. But yes. I do not, because on Etsy, I don't post everything necessarily that I post on Etsy that I do like over in Shopify, if that makes any sense. So I'm still doing okay sales-wise, but I don't have anything that pushes inventory from Shopify to Etsy. If anything, when I created my shop, well, is there an app to do that? If there is one, I would be amazed, but I just don't want to pay for anything additional. It takes me 30 seconds to make an Etsy listing. So if I have to pay for something to utilize to push inventory across platforms, it wouldn't be worth it to me. Though I'm sure there is something you can use. But yes, I use Shopify and I like it because I can work with it easily. I have some free stuff in here. Not much though. Oh, so you're trying to move your website to Etsy. Gotcha. What you can do... Here, let me do this really quickly. That way I can go to my shop backend and blur out my... I finally made 9,000 sales. Fantastic. This is so crazy. So my revenue is up this month 20%, which is awesome. But I think that there's a way. You need to publish your whole website to Etsy. Ow! You can use a bulk uploader. So these people reached out to me and I looked at their product and didn't like it, but it might help you if you have the capability to download a CSV of your inventory. Yeah, I wouldn't want to manually do it either. I haven't looked at a lot of these in a while. I know that we used to utilize Get Vela, that the shop uploader, and I'm going to go to it now, I think might help. So these people emailed me and were like, can you put this on your YouTube channel? And here I am talking about it. I should have said yeah, but whatever. You can start for free, and basically it's a CSV virtually. Yeah, it's a CSV. So you could give something like this a try. Just try it and see if it'll work to push. But I'd say that if you're successful on your website, then you should just stick with the website and not bother with Etsy and all their baloney. We can talk more about it though, Jason. I don't have a problem with that. If you want to shoot me a message, we can have a chat outside of this and maybe see what your better options are depending on your customer base and what you sell. You might be better off on another platform entirely. Felix, what? The cat is down here just harassing me. So yeah, I mean, you might be better suited for an entirely different platform. But again, I just... It depends on what you sell. If it's SVGs, if it's Tumblr templates, if it's like a whole myriad of shit. What? I wish you could see this cat right now. You see its little face in the bottom corner of the screen? He is absolutely insane. He never does this. Yeah. Let's have a chat. Because honestly, like... as much as I really was like, yay, Etsy. And there are so many people out there that are like, yeah, Etsy. This new algorithm change sucks. And I can't get with it, man. I have stopped trying to figure it out for the past few months because I'll think I figure something out and my views are going up and my sales are going up, and then all of a sudden it tanks again. And I'm just like so irritated because I'm still down 20% over the year. But then I go look at my stats just a minute ago and I'm up 20% this month than I was last month. Okay, yeah, I totally get what you mean. There are definitely ways to do that besides getting on Etsy. And you might be like, it might be beneficial to go to another platform. He is crazy tonight. What do you want, dude? I inherited Felix from my husband, and him and I haven't been friends for a while, but we're friends again, I guess. Yeah, we can talk some more. I think there's definitely some ways that you can get going, but I'll shoot you a message after we're done with this. So check out Shop Uploader. It may help if you want to go to Etsy, but the fees, transaction fees, the listing fees, all that, yeah. If you have a good portfolio on your website, you might be better off trying to apply to no, you're good. Trying to apply to like design bundles or something like that. But it may very well just be marketing and what you need to do to drive traffic to your website. So we can definitely chat more. I got you, fam. So yes, if anybody needs anything else, post a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see, okay? Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was long and a little chatty at the end, but whatever. Who cares? We're just going with the flow. So I hope everybody, you're very welcome, has a fantastic night or rest of your day or whatever the heck it is, wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching. And like I said, suggestions below. And I'll catch y'all later. Have a great day, night, evening.